Wow, what a week. Let's do some updates. Welcome to the Patriot Training YouTube channel. My name is Clay Howell. I'm the owner and head firearms instructor at Patriot Training. The purpose of this video is to give you some updates because boy oh boy has it been a week. This video is set to air on Friday the 13th of June 2025. And there's probably a little bit of irony in that because the past week has just had quite a few things go on that were interesting in the gun community. And not only that, we've had several people write in and ask some questions, and it's just a really good time to get on top of some of that and get those questions answered and help you, the fan, out. First up, let's talk about the T-Rex arms situation. Everybody else on YouTube has covered it, so I might as well give my take as well. Let's face it, right now, this is a really bad look for T-Rex arms. Lucas, I saw his video. He is not a perfect man. He admits as much, and he lays out his own shortcomings. And gosh, you would be very hard-pressed to convince me that he's in the wrong in any way, shape, or form in this. I saw a video. I've seen several videos on it. I saw one in particular where the YouTuber said expressly, and he was right, that there's always three sides to any situation or disagreement. There's my side, there's your side, and there's the truth. However, that YouTuber said that the truth is always dead center, and I don't know about you guys, but in my 49 years on this earth, what I have learned is that if there's my side and your side, the truth generally is really, really far to one side or the other. It's not dead center. It's usually way, way, way skewed to one side, 75 to 90% one way versus the other. And I believe that's probably the case here as well. A for example is, when a certain president of the United States said that he did not have sexual relations with that woman.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky.
Yeah, the truth was really very slanted one way, and it was not President Clinton's. At this point, about the only thing that could possibly save face for T-Rex arms is if they could document two things. It can't be one of them. It's got to be both. They've got to somehow document that Lucas said, and they've got to document it in writing, that he really didn't want to have any kind of majority stakeholder position in the company. I don't think that exists. I don't think that was Lucas' intent. I think he was taken advantage of. And unless there's something in writing where Lucas said he's okay with that, I really, really, really don't think that could turn out well for T-Rex arms. The second thing, if perchance there were some screenshots or other unequivocal evidence showing that it was not just inappropriate text sent to Lucas' wife, but rather that there was something consensual going on, that plus an admission by Lucas he didn't want to have majority ownership in the company, those two things would both have to be true, and then T-Rex saves some face. If it's anything less, this just doesn't look good for T-Rex arms. Now on to some questions for the coach. A viewer writes in and they say, "Hey Clay, can Patriot Training come to me?" And that's a really good question, my friend. And we've had more than one person ask this, so I'm not giving a name because there's actually about 3 or 4 out there that have asked this. And what I want to say is that Patriot Training can come to you. That's entirely possible. Our website, the FAQ page, has been updated to show how this can happen. But I'm also very happy to tell you here on video, we would love to come to your range and host a class. In order to do that, you need to have a proper range available, something that's open to the public or is at least recognized by local authorities or whatnot that it's an actual real range. And there would have to be a minimum number of students. And Patriot Training will handle all the payments, all the registration, and in fact, we will also handle the advertisement for, the local people. Here's a good question from a viewer. Clay, why don't you list your military credentials? That's a great question. The simple answer is I have never served in any branch of the military. Hats off to those who have served. They put their life on the line. They sign their name on the dotted line. You know, thank you for what you've done. I have not served, and I'm not going to participate in that crap that's called stolen valor to say I have done something I have not done. That's nobody benefits by that lie. And of course, part of this question stems from there are a very small number of people out there, a minority to be sure, that believe for some reason that all things firearms start and end with the military. And my friends, that's just not the case. Does the military use guns? Well, yeah, but they're not the end-all and be-all for guns. There are many other outlets: law enforcement, sport shooting, safety classes, recreational training, hunting. The list goes on and on and on. There are many institutions, many places where firearms are used, and while the military and law enforcement, for that matter, is a great start, it's not an end-all and a be-all. Our next question, Clay, is that a Confederate flag on your shirt? My friends, no. This is the Patriot Training logo, and it is based on the Tennessee state flag. The Tennessee state flag was adopted in 1905 by the state of Tennessee. It has 3 stars to represent the 3 grand divisions of Tennessee: East Tennessee, Middle Tennessee, and West Tennessee. That said, at this point in time, I'm going to show you what most people call the Confederate flag. It is more properly called the Battle Flag of Northern Virginia, which I know is technically square in shape, and later the rectangular version of the same flag was correctly known as the Battle Flag of Tennessee. 2 of the 3 flags used by the South, by the Confederacy in the war between the states, had an element of the Northern Virginia battle flag in them. However, it was not all 3, and that was not the only element in those flags. Next reader writes in, Clay, what tourniquets do you recommend? Folks, I carry the SAB XT tourniquet on my person daily. That's my daily carry. The medical kit at Patriot Training has multiple CAT tourniquets, Generation 7. Please take that information for what you will. My credentials on that, in case you're wondering, I am a certified Stop the Bleed instructor. Also, Dr. Gary Jordan, who is the head medical instructor here at Patriot Training, he's an ER physician. He approves of these tourniquets as well. Next, reader and listener writes in and says, Clay, I have an out-of-state carry permit and I have moved to Tennessee. How do you transfer the permit? My friends, that's a good question. And I have looked high and low on the state of Tennessee website, and I see no way to transfer a different state's permit to Tennessee. So what you must do is you must follow all of the steps that you would need to do regardless. So the first thing you need to do is you need to get a Tennessee driver's license. Tennessee links the carry permit to your driver's license. The number is the same, at least it is on mine, and you have to be eligible for both in order to get the carry permit. According to the law of the state of Tennessee, you have 30 days once you move here to change your license over. And I don't think that they're going to hunt you down and kill you if you don't do that within 30 days. I think the penalty is like if you get pulled over, you'd get a citation if you technically live somewhere else and it's been over 30 days. Although most officers I've seen, when they have talked to somebody about that, they're like, hey, you need to go get this done. If I catch you again, I'll have to give you a ticket. So there's some reasonable officers out there for sure. Once your Tennessee license arrives in the mail, once you've got that, woohoo, congratulations, you're now a resident. Go to the state website, and there is a link. It's on the Patriot Training webpage to that link, and you basically determine if you are eligible for a Tennessee carry permit. So go there and do that.
30 seconds remaining. That was a good cadence.
After you have your Tennessee license, after you have done the pre-application on the Tennessee website for the carry permit, the next thing you need to do is go take an approved carry permit class, preferably, of course, with Patriot Training. You've taken your class. What's up next? Well, the next thing you need to do is go to your local driver service center, Tennessee Driver Service Center, and let them know that you want a permit. You're going to have to fill out a little bit of paperwork. They may take your photograph, and you will probably have to pay them some money because the permit costs money. And the paperwork is a fee to the state of Tennessee, so that's going to be separate from your class fee with Patriot Training or whomever you train with. Last but not least, you'll need to go get fingerprinted. Everyone has to get fingerprinted, even if you've been fingerprinted before. I've been fingerprinted multiple times for different interests, different things. Once for an employer, once because I have an insurance license, and once because I'm a carry permit holder. So once, and I went to the same facility all 3 times. That's government efficiency for you there. But once the fingerprint facility gets your fingerprints over to the state of Tennessee, the government will start processing your application. And here, not too terribly long ago, when I taught a carry permit class, I had a gentleman, literally, I taught the carry permit class on a Sunday, and the gentleman went to the driver testing station on Monday, and then he went and got fingerprinted later in the afternoon on Monday, and he got an email Monday afternoon saying that the permit was on the way to his house. So that said, it's going pretty quick right now. Not many people are getting permits in the state of Tennessee because we have permitless carry. However, there's a number of good reasons why you might want a permit, and so that's the process of how you would get it.
What do you have on yours? The chevron or the dot? Chevron? What about you? The dot. 7? Yeah, I'm not. I've got a bunch in the past, but the dot's so big. Is it? Yeah. Yeah, go for it. Count 8 out of 10. Either red or green. You had 37 seconds left, so you were.
Well, folks, that's about it for this episode of the Patriot Training YouTube channel. What say you? Give me a comment, like, subscribe, click that notification bell so that you can be notified when the next Patriot Training video drops. And as always, I'm going to remind you, you don't have to be a Patriot to train, but you do have to train if you want to be a Patriot. Take care.